People, welcome back to newspaper breakdown. Hope you had a livable weekend. Today, Guardian got that today. It's same old shit, really, isn't it? Big news today, however, is this week's Chancellor, which is Jeremy Hunt, has done almost a full U-turn this morning on the mini budget, which means that the mini budget only cost us billions instead of billions and billions. So that's a plus. Keeping the basic rate of income staying at 20%, which I think is good, whether or not you're for more or less income. Keeping it at 20% for the majority of us is just much easier maths, which is what we want. We don't want to complicate everything, make a different point a different thing, because I mean, some of us do our own taxes. I don't, but other people do, and you don't. It's just too much of a pain in the ass, isn't it? We're keeping the 45% additional rate of tax, which is good. I'd have it higher. I think 40% over a certain point. I would have fucking 50% over. I mean, once you get over, I mean, even do 45% over 125 grand, and then fucking 50% over 2.5. If you're earning £250,000 plus a year, give us more money. What they're also doing is the energy price guarantee, which, as Liz Truss lies and says, well, this will mean that no one pays more than £2,500 a month, which is a lie. What it is, that's the average amount. So that's what everyone should pay as an average. It doesn't mean that it's capped at that point. There isn't a cap. No matter how many times it's said, there isn't a cap. And if there is a cap, it keeps on going up, which isn't a fucking cap, is it? But the energy price guarantee is now only going to be kept for 6 months. So in, what is it? November, December, January, February, March, April. In April, hopefully everything's fine. Everything's solved by April. That's what we're learning here. Good times. Only 6 months of hardship, and then when we come to April, what a life we're going to lead. And they're going to be putting in more spending cuts. Fuck knows where. And I say time and time again, austerity has already stripped everything bare. At this point, we've got no skin left. So we've already cut the fat. We cut the fat. We've cut the skin. We're now at the point chipping away at bone marrow. That's where we are now. We're going to be sucking the fucking bones of the corpses of all of our public services. That is the only step left where we can possibly cut anything else. We've also got Liz Truss, who's showing all of the likability of herpes, although seemingly easier to get rid of. Currently under more pressure to fuck off. Now Tory MPs saying, "Oh, fuck, go." We're looking to replace her. What are they saying? It's either Sunak, Penny Mordaunt, or Ben Williams. Ben Wallace. All three of whom, you may not know this, but all three of them lost to Liz Truss for the election. So, hell. Absolute hell. You've got three people who fucking lost, who didn't have the credibility of Liz Truss of being lined up to replace Liz Truss. This isn't. We keep being told we're at the bottom of the barrel. We're not. We are so far under the barrel. We've removed the bottom of the barrel, and all we've done is dug. For 12 years, we've dug. Like Cameron, you could argue, was the bottom of the barrel. And ever since, although the argument can be made that Cameron is the worst one because he was the one who set all of this up, everything came because his incompetence. Austerity and Brexit were the two major things that have fucked us. They're the reason that we're in this fucking state. He was one who, his fucking weakness, his crass inability to be a fucking human being, It set us into this fucking place. You can easily blame that he's the reason for it. What else we got? There was a new report by Lady Louise Casey into the Met, which has come after the. It's only an interim report at the moment, and it's been commissioned after the kidnap, rape, and murder of Sarah Everard. This interim report into the Met has found misogyny and systemic racism in Britain's biggest police force. Surprise, surprise. Met officers suspected of serious criminal offences, including sexual assault and domestic abuse, have been allowed to escape justice. And it's saying something when the police can't stop crimes next to them, or they're unwilling to stop crimes next to them. That's how bad they are at policing, that they can't even stop the crimes next to them. And so you've got Met leaders have admitted to hundreds of racist, sexist, and corrupt officers are still police officers. We've got Met officers and staff, when they are trying to fight the toxic world and toxic colleagues, keep on being let down by the discipline system. So if they do complain, you've got over half of all of the complaints received. They all received the decision of no case to answer. So you've got good apples in the police who are being rotted away by the fucking bad apples, who seemingly are most of the orchard. This is it. You can, it's only a few bad apples. No, it's a few good apples. That's where we're at. That's why you keep on saying fucking bad apples, only a few bad apples. No. We've had, like 20 years since we had that big report into the Met that showed severe racism in the police force, and hardly anything's been done. Oh, well, it's much better than it was, which is fucking saying nothing. Where we should be is so high up, and we're there. And we were like there, and it was like, oh, look how much we've improved. Nowhere near where we should be. It's a fucking terrible argument to be making. You've got the General Secretary of Unison has said that strike action over pay is inevitable in the NHS. The NHS staff have been offered a 4% increase, and of course you've got a 10% inflation at the moment, so a 4% increase actually means making less money. We're going to have, I reckon there's going to be general strikes across the country, and there's very little either Labour or Tories can do to stop this. There has to be fundamental change in it, and we've got spending cuts. Myself, I'm not an expert in the economy, I'm not an expert on most things, but fuck it, I can do a punchline occasionally, so for me, I would look into more money into the economy, not continually taking out, because if you've got more money in, there's a chance of making more money. And you've got an increase in bird flu cases in the UK, with the chief vet declaring a prevention zone, which is across all of Great Britain, which is one hell of a fucking big prevention zone, isn't it? So hopefully bird flu will come and eradicate us, and that'd be nice. Final bit of just the headlines now. You've got what's her name? Robert Maxwell's daughter. I can never say her first name. Ghislaine? That's not it, is it? Fucking whatever her name is. Epstein's friend has come out and said that I feel so bad for dear friend Prince Andrew, which is a lovely little fucking troll. Makes me happy. Good news. is actually, I'll leave the good news to the final one. Labour have accused Avanti West Coast and ministers of risking chaos over Christmas after it emerged that the rail operator's new contract gives no guarantees on improved weekend services. What's the fucking point? What is the point? If you are going to have if you're going to have fucking privatisation, then we have to have in contracts, you improve the fucking work. You improve everything. That's why it's under you. We give them, we fucking make sure that they do not lose any money. In the contracts, we fucking keep on giving them pissing money all the fucking time for nothing. That's why it should be under our hands. Because if it's going to be shit, at least it's ours. If it's going to be shit and it's theirs, and you can't have competition on rail because there's only one fucking track. So unless you're going to like put them in half, and so you've got two trains on one fucking track each next to each other, and you get to fucking stand there, even more uncomfortable than you already are on the underground trains. You just chug along like that. There's no way. So if you're not going to put into the contract that they have to improve it all, not just the fucking weekend travel, improve everything, constantly improvement, not fucking degradation, then what's the fucking point? There's absolutely no need for it, is there? Absolutely no need. Right. Final bit of good news. Cancer vaccines could be ready by 2030, and that's BioNTech founders have said. And they were the firm that partnered with Pfizer to manufacture the mRNA COVID vaccines. Now, that seems like very good news. For me, however, I would say don't cure cancer because we need to get rid of humanity. And I don't think that we've earned a cancer cure, quite honestly. I don't think there's a majority of people who deserve to be cured from it. But, well, I hope you have a day that isn't fucking dreadful.